Hey guys, welcome back to the Homestead. Paul here. Wanted to shoot a video of the strawberries for you guys. We had a whole bunch of strawberries that came out of just 15 plants that we put in the market garden. Every one of these plants, the original 15 plants, put out probably 5 or 6 runners. So it just blew up in this area. We've been taking those and putting those all over the place. I'm going to show you a couple spots around. The original location that we were going to do was the 2 25-foot beds that are on the south end of the market garden, and that was going to be it. We were thinking we'll pull off enough runners and fill that up, but that came and went really quick. Now this is ground level right here. So this is what's called the crown. This area right here, this is called the crown. So it sends out, the main plant would be here, and it sends out this runner. This runner runs along the top of the ground, and then the roots go down from there. So you don't want to bury it up to here. You want the ground level to be right here. Because if you, these strawberries are very sensitive. If you bury it above here, it'll rot inside of the crown, and then the plant will die. So let me show you how it goes in the ground, and you're just gonna wanna be mindful. This one has a whole lot of roots on it, so that's really good. The more roots, the better. If you're not sure how deep to go, just put it extra deep, put it way down in there, and then cover it up, and then pull it up as you need to, until the crown is at the right spot. See where the crown's at? There you go. So now it's sitting at the right height. So then I put about another 100 feet of them out here, 100 by about 2 feet. These are June bearing strawberries. You have 2 varieties. You have a June bearing and an ever bearing. The June bearing will give you 1 flush of fruit usually. It usually lasts a couple weeks, and it's usually in June. And so you get a whole bunch at once. So you really have to be ready for them. If you can't use them, freeze them, can them, do whatever you have to do with them. But that's the June berry. The ever bearing varieties, those varieties will produce little by little throughout the season. I'll show you guys a couple of these different little spots where we're plopping these in. This is where we put our second large batch of the strawberry runners. So I'm just going to bring you guys through here. So here's a lot of the strawberries right here. Now this patch right here, this patch is not new. There was 5 plants that were put in here, and a lot of what you see are runners. So you can actually use strawberries as a cover. Like if you're trying to combat grasses in a certain area, they're great for that because they'll shade out any competition. Once they get established, they're really good for that type of thing. So we ran the strawberries through here. I'm guessing I put about 50 strawberries in this area. So hopefully next year we should be flush with strawberries. It should have more strawberries than we know what to do with. Here's another spot where I added some more strawberries. I probably put about 6 or 7 right in here. So this is what the strawberry patch looks like once it's been thinned out. We pulled a lot of the strawberries out of the walkway, and that gave us about 30 plants off that right hand side, and that cleared that out. And then on this left hand side, believe it or not, there was a bunch of strawberries growing and that had rooted in different patches that just happened to be wet on that plastic. There was enough water and puddles there that we pulled out about another 25 to 30 plants there. The only real area that we were able to thin out was right in here, and I would say percentage wise this is probably only about 10% of the whole patch, the original patch. So we're trying to get these at least a foot apart, This is what you want it to look like right in here. This is what it should not look like. You know, these plants are probably 2 or 3 inches apart, and these are about a foot apart. So the reason for that is competition. Plants will get very leggy, which means they get real stringy. If you look closely, you can kind of see how the leaves push way out, so they compete for light, so that these plants would have to share nutrients and share the sunshine rather than focusing that energy on fruit. So that is the purpose of thinning. So here's one final shot of the 2 rows that we planted out. This is the initial 2 rows, and those were planted out about 2 weeks ago. A lot of the plants, when you first plant a strawberry, they'll kind of die back a little bit, and you usually have like 2 or 3 of the main younger leaves will come out and do okay. A lot of times the older, more mature leaves will die back, and that's expected, but I'd say we probably had a 90% success rate. I did go through, especially on this row here, and I added a couple more plants later on and replaced plants that weren't looking so good. Another note that I wanted to make on the strawberries and doing some research on strawberries was companion planting and non-companion planting. So they say you should not plant strawberries in places that are right near potatoes, tomatoes, melons. So actually this row on this side had onions last in it. This particular row right here had watermelons in it. So we'll see if that gives us any issues. So those would be non-companion plants, things that they recommend that you don't plant them near or after those plants have been there. Then this is asparagus here, and asparagus is a companion plant. So one of the reasons that we planted the asparagus here with the strawberries initially, and one of the reasons that they are companion plants, is because they both cover different spaces in the root zone. So asparagus go very deep and straight down, and the strawberries will spread out more, and they stay a lot more shallow in their root growth. As well as garlic. You can see that there's garlic at the end there. That's a pest deterrent. There's more garlic down on this side. I want to make a shout out to Perma Pasture Farms, Billy at Perma Pasture. We appreciate you guys. We get a lot of back and forth with them and really enjoy the community that's there. If you guys haven't checked out Perma Pasture Farms, I'll leave a link in the description. It's a great channel. Check them out and tell Billy we sent you over there. We just recently hit 250 subscribers. I almost said 250,000 subscribers. That would be pretty sweet. However, we just hit 250, and we want to thank each and every one of you guys. You guys make it worth it. We're going to keep pushing this thing as long as you guys are watching, and you continue to hit that like button, keep giving us feedback. So thanks for watching. If you're not a subscriber, consider hitting that subscribe button. That way you can get this content as we continue to put it out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. One other thing I wanted to show you was this elephant garlic that started popping up. We planted this stuff about, I don't even know if I'm not even on the elephant garlic. There it is. I'll probably add this in another video. Probably add this in the midweek video. So everything I'm saying you're never gonna hear.
Papa, can I go play? Leave you, abandon you?
Oh, sure. Halloween day. So I'm filming this as the sun's going down on Halloween.